ahadith they learned on the authority of Sufyan al-Thawri rahimahullah, which means how many ahadith are there where we find in the chain of narrators the name of Sufyan al-Thawri rahimahullah. So when his students started counting, muhaddithin of that time started counting those ahadith, he had narrated 30,000 ahadith to his students. They learned 30,000 ahadith from him. And he was called Amirul Mu'mineen fil Hadith. This is his level in the Hadith. And without going into the details, just for us to understand that how they valued him and how deep he was in this field of Hadith. Muhaddithin used to say that when we go to Sufyan al-Thawri rahimahullah and we sit with him, it doesn't even look like you are sitting around a person who knows anything. You want him to narrate a hadith and he wouldn't speak. And normally when we used to see him and when he's just sitting there, كَأَنَّمَا أُوقِفَ لِلْحِسَابِ, his situation used to be as he's standing before Allah for the judgment. That is how worried he is about his deeds. This was his situation. فإذا ما سألناه عن الحديث ذهب عنه ذاك الخشوع فإنما هو حدثنا وحدثنا. This is how they used to say. Then as soon as we would ask him about a hadith, then right away the whole situation will change. And now you look at this person and you think he doesn't know anything other than حدثنا. All he's doing حدثنا فلان عن فلان حدثنا فلان, and he's just continuously narrating the hadith. This is something that those who really love the science of hadith, when you hear these wordings of his students, beautiful wordings, and really makes you feel that you wish you can be just in that gathering, just to see him forget about being in that situation, in that position, that when a person is sitting, his taqwa, his fear of Allah is such that as he's standing before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the judgment, for hisab. This is how worried he is. He used to be shivering, he used to be shaking, and his heart is, they say that we used to hear the cry all the time from his heart. The voice of cry is coming from there because of his fear. And he used to tell us that I think that this deen is really going down very fast if you people need a person like me. If a person like me is needed and people are learning from him, simply means that our situation, the situation of the ummah, is getting very bad. And that used to make him feel that bad, and it used to make him cry. That people of this ummah, that I have seen great people like the situation of Sahaba with their zuhud, with their taqwa. Now I see that people need a person like me. Of course, this is being humble. تواضع من تواضع لله رفعه الله. But this was his real feeling about himself. Why? Because he has seen some other people. And when he is comparing himself with those that he has seen, he doesn't find himself matching those people. And of course, who can be anywhere close to Sahaba Ridwanullahi alayhim ajma'een with their zuhud, with their taqwa, with their ibadah? Sahaba Ridwanullahi alayhim ajma'een's situation was such that when people, their students, are sitting with them and they're sitting quietly, just they're sitting quietly by being around one of those Sahaba Ridwanullahi alayhim ajma'een, he might be about, Anas radiallahu anhu, some of the narrations say that he is working in his garden. But when they go and just see him and they go back, they have a feeling of iman and taqwa, and it stays with them for some time. And after some time, then it goes away. This is how these great people used to feel when seeing Sahaba Ridwanullahi alayhim ajma'een. So this is why this is his feeling, that people need a person like me. But subhanallah, if this is his feeling, we start looking now how low everything is gone. Now when we compare ourselves with those type of people, subhanallah, it looks like even if we were at their time, they won't accept us to be even their students. They won't allow us to be in their gatherings. And a person like you wants to study hadith, you can't stay in this gathering. So anyway, his level of hadith. This is Amir al-Mu'mineen fil hadith, narrating 30,000 hadith when it comes to fiqh. If you have studied the history of fiqh in Islam, you would know that right now there are 4 imams that are well known, 4 imams. Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah, Imam Malik rahimahullah, Imam Shafi rahimahullah, and Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal rahimahullah. But if you look at the history of Islam, you would find that there were 6 people that were known to be fuqaha, a'imma in fiqh, whose fiqh was, people started following it all around. And then gradually 2 of those people's fiqh disappeared and 4 remained. The 2 people's whose fiqh disappeared, one of them was Sufyan al-Thawri rahimahullah. He was considered to be imam in the fiqh. And the second was Imam al-Awza'i rahimahullah. So when it comes to fiqh, he was one of the imam al-matbu'een, which means the imam that was followed in fiqh. So this is the situation in hadith, and look at the situation in the fiqh. When it comes to tafsir, open any book of tafsir, and you will find narrations on the authority of Sufyan al-Thawri rahimahullah. In fact, many of the ayahs of the Quran al-Kareem, where you don't find tafsir from other people, you will find tafsir narrated only on the authority of Sufyan al-Thawri rahimahullah. This is how deep knowledge he had of the tafsir of the Quran al-Kareem. When it comes to ibadah, there was a well-known person at his time, Fudail ibn Iyad rahimahullah, who was known for his ibadah. And many of the times people say that we saw Fudail ibn Iyad standing at the door of Sufyan al-Thawri rahimahullah, and if he gets an opportunity, he will massage the feet of Sufyan al-Thawri rahimahullah. That great abid, the person who's known for that ibadah. So subhanallah, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses a person, gives him all of these abilities, Amir al-Mu'mineen in the hadith, Imam in the fiqh, a person who is respected, and in fact the greatest of the zuhad and ubad of his time consider him as their master and their teacher. And then when it comes to tafsir, he is considered to be one of the great mufassirin. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's blessing, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses a person, gives him these abilities. How did he work in these fields? How did he achieve that great wara', taqwa, the fear of Allah? He narrates his honest history. But of course the time won't allow us to continue with it today. Inshallah, in the next session, we will talk about Sufyan al-Thawri, and how did he achieve to that levels, and what was his lifestyle through which he was so blessed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of us, and give all of us the hidayah and tawfiq to start getting into these fields of Islam, to learn the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and follow the steps of Sahaba, Tabi'een, and great scholars of Islam. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين والمسلمات وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله تبارك وتعالى عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا كثيرا. أما بعد، فيا عباد الله، يقول الله جل وعلا في كتابه العزيز والفرقان الحميد: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم: وذروا ظاهر الإثم وباطنه إن الذين يكسبون الإثم سيجزون بما كانوا يقترفون. وقال